Hello. Jordan, cue us in, baby girl.
Hello and welcome to the Too Many Words podcast yet again. This is going to be episode 14.
14
weeks we've done this.
Yeah.
Actually, well, I say technically it's 13 weeks we've recorded, but like when this episode comes out, it'll be 14 weeks since we've done
13 weeks worth of work. 14 weeks worth of work. Okay? That's all that there is to it. But anyways, yes, this is the Too Many Words podcast. I am your co-host, Isaac William Joseph, along with Jordan. Sexy baby. But this is not only episode 14, this is the first episode of December. It's December 3rd, as of release. So that brings me to Jordan. How was your Thanksgiving?
You're so fucking funny.
Today is November 22nd, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. If you guys have been listening, you already know how we roll. It's kind of weird to address. It's going to be kind of hard, or kind of awkward, at least, to describe holiday.
That was loud.
Okay, it's gonna be kind of awkward to talk about holidays on this podcast if we do, because it's gonna be like 2 or 3 weeks after the fact. Does it smell over there? Dude, don't even wave it over here. I'm gonna But anyways, yeah, first week of December. I'm feeling the Christmas spirit. I really am. Like, I'm kind of just jumping over Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving has kind of just been a blah for not just my family, but my girlfriend's family right now. We're just gonna skip over that. But Jordan, what you been up to this week, baby girl? I know you're not gonna be sleeping where you're usually sleeping this week.
Yeah, I'm sleeping in your mom's bed. Just kidding.
And?
That was a joke. I'm house sitting for our friend Andy, friend Syme.
Mr. Syme,
yes.
episode 6, if you're familiar with him.
God, that was episode
6 tickets. Yeah. Episode 6. Can you believe that? Yeah.
We've done more episodes since his than we did. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's insane. It's been a blur, baby girl.
Actually,
this podcast really pushes how fast the year goes. But what's also really cool about the podcast is that it makes holidays, in my opinion, more significant and more special to celebrate. Like, we did that Halloween special. That was the biggest Halloween for me in a few years, to be really honest. But, yeah, tell us more about how you're housekeeping.
I'm just house sitting for him, watching his cats and whatnot while he's off visiting his family in a different state. And yeah, that's about it there, honestly.
Okay.
But
I just forgot. I do have a couple announcements that is important for our people to know right at the front, just in case. But
we're giving away a free T-shirt.
Oh, sure, yeah, we are giving away a free T-shirt.
Email us at toomanywordspodcast.com. No, that's what. That's a Too Many Words Podcast at gmail.com. There you go. I'm very tired.
Send 3 screenshots of Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram.
Of you
each
following
showing
us.
That you're following on all 3 platforms and or subscribed on all 3 platforms. Okay, extra credit if you got the bell rung. But yeah, you just email those 3 screenshots with your shirt size and a mailing address and perhaps your name if you want to involve your name. But yeah, that's how you get the free T-shirt. We've already given out 2 of them. There might be a 3rd spot taken soon by someone that I know of. I'll tell you later. But but yeah, as of right now, there's only 8 shirts left available to be taken for free. Okay, on my tab, baby. So appreciate it.
After that, you guys gotta start paying for them.
$500 a shirt.
But we'll be doing some special merch. Wait, 500. Wait a sec. We'll be probably doing some special merch giveaways.
Yeah, with Balenciaga.
When the Patreon launches, I think like if you're subscribed for like a certain amount of months or of whatever, you can get a free T-shirt or something like that.
But you know what we haven't been doing for this T-shirt thing?
What?
We haven't been saying where you can find each of our platforms, at least involved in the T-shirt
What do
promo.
you mean?
Well, like we always shout out our socials at the beginning or the end of these episodes, but like we never pair it with the T-shirt. So yeah, if you want to get this T-shirt, our Instagram is @TooManyWordsPodcast. Our YouTube is called Scaldstone Productions.
I don't know what you're talking about. You usually do that like every single time.
Really?
Yeah, from what I've
Oh
noticed.
yeah, that's right. Early on, honestly, we didn't do it with the Kemi episode.
Kemi episode was really rushed. So
The Kemi episode was rushed. Yeah, nothing against anybody though.
yeah.
It was just low key. I kind of wanted to just rush that one too. I don't know why. But you know, I feel like that one really went really well. Like if you're into food porn, you'll love to hear about that conversation. Okay. Real good food. But other news, it's December, guys. On the 15th
not really,
of this
but
month,
yeah.
On the 15th of this month, we're gonna come out with a Too Many Words Christmas special. This is actually going to be legitimately special.
You know, it's funny.
Okay? The Halloween episode was kind of special. The Thanksgiving episode was barely special. This is the big cojones, okay? I want to bring in new people with this episode. And we're going to try to advertise it all month.
You want to know what's really funny?
What's up?
We'll be recording it the day after this episode comes out.
Yep. That's for sure. I already have a busy December, busy start to my December. On December 2nd, I have a birthday party with Soren. On the 3rd, I have
Brooke's birthday is December 2nd.
Well, that's cute. Tell her happy birthday and congratulations. Anyways, on the 3rd, I'm going out to dinner with my grandparents to watch an LSU SEC championship game. And then on the 4th, we record our Christmas special.
Yeah.
Coming out the 15th. Guys, it's going to be super special. Okay, please tune in. Tell your friends. We're going to have the Too Many Words Christmas special. First ever Christmas special in the history of the program. Okay, we're going to have dim lights, Christmas decorations, and we're going to have sparkly beards.
I think we should do a long episode.
A long episode?
Like 2 hours.
I was thinking like 45 minutes, to be honest.
A short episode?
Yeah.
Why?
Because.
How would we even fit everything in?
Okay, think about this. How long are Marvel movies?
Like 3 hours.
2 to 3?
Yeah.
How long is this Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special going to be?
Like an hour and a half.
You said it's been recorded how long you think that's going to be. You said like 45 minutes,
I said
dog.
It would probably be like 45 minutes, alright?
Yeah.
That was by no means an actual answer.
I think it's going to be Werewolf by Night, and it's going to be like 40 to an hour.
Probably.
But, I mean, we can definitely talk about how it can be lengthy.
Because I think we can, like, do other things, like...
Like, do things?
Yeah, like
what? Yeah, let's scope this out. Let's give people what they want to
we do, like, presents.
Look forward to.
We do, like, the glitter beards. We can do that, like, on camera or something like that.
Oh, for real?
We could do, like, a dress up, or we could do, like food. Like, where we have, like... Here, Isaac, I made this for you. Eat it, or I'll punch you in the face.
I don't know about eating on the episode anymore.
Well, wait, we don't... we don't need to eat into the microphone.
Okay.
We'll just, eat it off to the side.
Okay.
And that's when we have Mason and Tyrion come in and fill in for us while we eat.
We have until the 4th to think about all of this.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I'm just saying, I think we could do a lot of, like, fun things.
It's going to be very special.
Yeah.
So, yeah, guys, tell your friends, share the podcast, okay? Too Many Words, Christmas special.
I want
to
get the Patreon launched by that episode, by December 15th.
Okay.
So that means make the things I told you to make. Please.
Yeah, are you going to make some things too?
I already have. Yes,
Yeah?
I have a lot of things to put on there. Actually,
What'd you make?
I can't tell you.
Why? It's got to be a secret? You're not going to
You'll
give
find
our
out.
audience any sort of pull
You'll
to want
find
to
out.
do this? Okay.
Patreon content's supposed to be pretty secretive until you pay for it. It's kind of the point.
But like a generalized thing.
You get nothing.
Okay, whatever. As of right now, November 22nd, Isaac, in the midst of all of this, myself has completely forgotten about Isaac Narrates the series. And it was on the third Wednesday of this month where I'm like, oh my goodness, I haven't done that. So I did record the other night the second episode of Isaac Narrates series. And hopefully that's edited and put out by the time you're listening to this today on the 3rd. Some things just catch up to you, but I will try to keep on the straight edge of putting out an Isaac Narrates episode at least once a month. Okay? I owe y'all one because I was late, but anybody who's got a window into my personal life, they kind of understand what I've been dealing with every single day. But, this Thanksgiving break, I'm going to be so thankful that I have technically nothing to do for 5 days straight. And this is going to be relaxing and fun. And I will do homework whenever I want and not have anxiety until after 3 days. But,
you know what's also pretty great?
What's up, baby girl?
I don't have a Thanksgiving break.
Yeah? Sucks for you. You gotta go to work.
Because I'm an adult.
Yeah?
I have my priorities straight.
I have my priorities straight. I'm valuing my rest.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Guess what?
What?
I get paid for 2 of those days.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah.
Do you?
Uh-huh.
Do you really?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Ask my boss. Anyways, if you're like, Isaac, why are you late on Isaac Narrates? Said by nobody ever.
Isaac, why are you late on Isaac Narrates?
Said by a
bitch?
nobody ever.
Said by me right now. Why are you late on it? Come on. It's
Well,
literally once a month. Come on. We do this literally every week, and you don't forget it. Come on.
Yeah. I got another podcast. Oh, yeah. Shout out. Too Many Sportscast. Too Many Sportscast. Tune in. My nephew picks his favorite teams forever.
He also did a few other things, but that we don't need to talk about.
No. That's going to be edited out. We're never going to speak of that again. Anyways, go check that out. Check everything out. Check all the things out that we have to offer, including my website. Go freaking read it, bro. Okay? If you're frustrated that I have not read it for you, go freaking read stuff for yourself on thescaldstone.com, baby girls. But anyways, Jordan, I had a splitting headache before we came onto this podcast. This is not the first time I've had a headache right before we started recording. Right now I'm in like ninja mode, where my body and my mind does not care about anything besides what we're talking about. My headache, not that bad right now, but I think I know what happened to my headache, and this is actually why I'm really excited for the rest of my school year, my school semester. So I have 3 classes, right?
Yeah.
One of my teachers was like, you know what, I'm going to give you a slightly that much longer of a Thanksgiving break. No school on Tuesday. It's like, that's all fine and dandy. That's really cool of you to do. But you're my middle class. I don't get to go home or show up to school late. Right? So, I get off of my first class at 2 p.m. and I have to sit there until 6 p.m. when my next class starts. In that, I took advantage, not gonna lie, okay? Maximized my minutes. I did literally all of my psych homework for the rest of the semester. All I have to do is show up to class and then do the final on the last day of class. That has really boosted me in my mental freedom. But that's why I had a headache, is because I did nearly 4 hours straight of homework, followed by 2 more hours of the actual class. And that's why my head was kind of not so good. But you know what? Jordan, is that all you had to say about your week, brother?
No, actually.
Go ahead.
You interrupted me.
With announcements, very important ones that need to be at the front of the episode. But yeah, go ahead.
Rude. He's so rude. What is wrong with you? Why are you so rude?
Why am I so rude?
Yeah.
Maybe check out last week's episode. A-hole.
So, this last week was my dad's birthday, and I went up to visit him.
He's 27. No. 37. 45. 63?
No.
What? How old is he?
47. If you just kept with that trend, you would have been fine. No, he's 47.
How old are you?
24.
Nice. Kobe and Jordan.
Yeah. Your
father.
Oh yeah, it was his birthday, so I drove up there to visit him, and I took him to a movie and went and saw Black Panther. We'll talk about that on the next episode, because it was supposed to be this episode.
Featuring Josh Carlberg, our buddy. My buddy.
His buddy. I have no idea who the hell this person is, but
he supports the Nazis.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. The Saints, the New Orleans Saints. I'm sorry. Same difference.
So I took him out to see the movie, and I took him out for dinner. We went to Buffalo Wild Wings. It was great. Great night, actually.
What was
fun.
on the TVs?
Football game.
Yeah? What was on? Who was playing? Watching you think about this is kind of funny. What were their colors? What day of the week was
Black
it?
and gold.
What was the day of the week?
It was Sunday.
Sunday. Okay, Saints.
Yeah, it was that game.
Okay. Who did the Saints play? Who doesn't matter. Okay. Go on.
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, it's like a hour and a half, 45-minute drive out there, then drive back. So.
Disgusting.
No, it was fun. We had fun. It was a great time, actually. I really enjoyed seeing him and taking him out for that. It was a fun experience. And the movie was pretty good. It's very good, but I'm gonna get too into it. Not until next week. So what else did I do? I feel like there was something else, but I don't know what it was. So moving on.
You got a girlfriend?
No.
Oh, damn. Jordan, for the Valentine's Day episode, we gotta have our girlfriends on.
Isaac, I don't have one of those.
Me and you. We have our girlfriends on every episode. Remember? Episode 1, I'm engaged to you.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyways, 18 and a half minutes in, let's finally talk about what the whole body of this episode is going to be. And, Jordan, I hope you find things to add in during this episode, which you usually do. We're going to talk about my first and only experience from this past summer of going to my first Comic-Con.
Speaking of which.
Specifically, Des Moines. What's up?
Big news happened, actually.
Big news happened. What's up?
Someone passed away a couple days ago.
Oh,
yesterday.
A couple days ago.
Either yesterday or a couple days ago.
I thought you were going to talk about the voice of Batman.
Well, Kevin Conroy, yes, he passed away last week. Mm-hmm. That was very sad.
Honestly, that made me feel something, and I've barely watched any animated series for DC. But, that was always kind of on sometimes at my Nana's house. But, go ahead, brother. Who died?
The Power Ranger.
Wait, the green one, yeah? Oh my goodness. I saw him on my feed a few times today, and I actually didn't even bother to read anything.
Yeah, because you don't care about Power Rangers.
I don't care about Power Rangers. But I just thought he was like, I don't know, some new movie was going to come out or something.
I followed him on TikTok. But Jason David Frank, yeah, he passed away.
He's pretty young right now.
He was in his 40s.
What happened?
He was like 49. He killed himself.
Oh my god. That's heavy, bro.
Yeah. No, it's. He was, like 6 different Power Rangers over the years, like just in different iterations of the Rangers and whatnot. Obviously, like I'm not too big into the Power Rangers, but like I always watched like every single one of them.
I mean, let's be really honest. As much as I don't care about the Power Rangers, the green one was the coolest one.
Yeah, he was the green one.
Gold one.
He was the green one. Then he was the white one. Then he was, I think, a couple different red ones. Then where I was introduced to him in was Power Rangers Dino Thunder, where he was the Black Ranger. He was like the teacher, and metaphorically and literally, because like he was an actual teacher. He was like
really. To be really honest, that might be enough to get me like watching a couple of Power Rangers things.
Dino Thunder was my shit, dude.
But Green Ranger, top tier Ranger aesthetically for me. I don't know any of the lore. I know nothing about anything with Power Rangers. But looking at pictures, looking at costumes, the Green Power Ranger was the coolest looking for me. The Black Ranger was pretty up there too. But I feel like the Red Ranger's overrated. Anyways, what else do you guys say?
No, it was a very, very sad moment for anyone who grew up watching any of that, and it's honestly, it's still very sad. Like, I don't want to believe it, because like he was actually like very monumental for me. As I said, Dino Thunder was a main character in that, and that was like my shit, dude. I watched like every episode of that. Anyway, it's sad. It's just very sad. I'm sad about it.
His case might be like the next biggest advocate for suicide awareness for a while now, actually. Because like first, for what I can remember, it was Robin Williams, and then it was Chester.
People were putting him on the same level as Robin Williams, Chester, and Kurt Cobain as significance, and like something needs to be done.
Was there anything that was revealed, like any possibility as to why? Because like it's so hard to figure out the why behind all of these.
I mean, a lot of times we don't get whys. I mean,
of course not. A lot of times, almost every time, they're just completely silent soldiers. You know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
I've been in a situation myself where I've almost, went that route, but obviously I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm still here, but
honestly, when it comes to those kind of cases, because of Robin Williams, because of Chester, I've really learned to pay attention more to the silent people. Like, not to invalidate anybody who does have suicidal thoughts, but from my personal experience, from the many different characters that I've come across in my life, there's a higher chance of those quiet characters to actually go through with it than these people. And I'm not trying to like invalidate anybody's feelings, okay? Okay, if you need help, you know what phone number to call, okay? It's posted everywhere. I don't know the number by heart right now because I've never gotten that bad. I mean, I feel like we've all had suicidal thoughts here and there. Just some people, gets really bad, especially when you don't have support. I am thankful enough to have a support circle. I have a really loving family. But I will say that I take the quiet people who might mention something to me in confidence once than the people who talk about maybe killing themselves online or cry about how they should just kill themselves and every single time they have a problem every other day. Not to say that they shouldn't be taken seriously. I'm just saying that the people who have done that in my life haven't killed themselves. Way to ruin the tone, Jordan.
Sorry, I'm gassy.
Why are you so gassy this
gassy.
episode?
I don't know.
But anyways, this is just going to be another spiel that I can't really exactly put the right words to it yet. Maybe I'll address it when I have the words formulated. But yeah, no slight on anybody who feels that way, okay? But just in case if you do feel that way, you are loved by someone, okay? And if nobody else is going to love you, I'll love you, okay?
God loves you.
My DMs are always open, to be really honest. I've helped random people over the last year countless times. Maybe people that I've met once, maybe people that I've met for just a couple seconds. But anybody who has those thoughts, you are loved by someone, and millions know exactly what you're trying to go through right now. With that said, hard pivot to
back into Comic-Con, yeah.
to my first experience with Comic-Con.
The reason why I brought that up is because he was at a Des Moines Comic-Con once upon a time.
It's related, bro. He's a pop culture icon. But yeah, hard pivot into Des Moines Con. Yeah, last summer, I finally got to go to my first Comic-Con, and it was, considering I had nothing to really compare it to, it was everything I had hoped for. Really. I kept up to date on who was going. I don't know what kind of pull Des Moines has, but it's not crazy.
There was some pretty cool names there, though.
There was a few cool names, and then also there was quite a few not so famous people that are in the same occupations that I kind of want to, be in on my ladder all the way up, right?
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
In the aspect of wanting to get a job in any field that you'll run into at a Comic-Con, this is probably one of the best places you can go to get job advice, occupational advice on how to get hired, how to start up, how to just get going on your dreams and goals, baby, okay? Now, growing up, I can't hear you.
That's the point.
Growing up, my mom had a... Stop it! The person listening to the podcast is going to hear you as well, and it's just going to be... Okay.
No, you'll be able to understand me. Oh, that was really loud.
But anyways, my mom had always mentioned when Comic-Con was in town, and then we just wouldn't go. Jordan!
What?
Are they going to be able to hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you going to give them a headache because of the layered commentary?
Probably.
Yeah? Okay. You keep doing you. Sorry.
Exactly.
But yeah, we just never went for some reason, even though my mom had always wanted to go to a Comic-Con. We just never did. It can get pricey really easily. But entry-level prices, to be really honest, my parents, if they even just scheduled a day off, I bet we could have made a family day out of it those years growing up. Regardless, in retrospect, I have made a promise to myself that I will take my mom to a Comic-Con one day. They are going to be back in Iowa the same time of year next year, but it's going to be like in the Quad Cities, and that's going to be pretty far. But I'll figure it out. We'll see where I'm financially at by then. But
well, at that point, it's not Des Moines Con.
No. I said in Iowa.
Well, yeah, but like it's the Des Moines Comic Con, isn't it?
Yeah, but like, does it have to be a Des Moines Con? I just want my mom to go to a con.
I mean, you just take her to Quad Con, which originated in the Quad Cities.
It's called QuadCon. Yeah, QuadCon. Yeah, that's exactly what it's called.
Yeah.
This is research that I'm trying to recall since last summer after
it's the one that we went to like a lot, right?
Oh no. Like, I don't know. Is it the same thing? I mean, I know they're called QuadCon, but like I can't imagine it not being like bigger than what the Merle Mall has to offer.
Well, QuadCon, they've been around. They go different places, but they've been pretty consistently going to the Merle Mall because it's a good place. They like it there, and they're called QuadCon because they originated in the Quad Cities. Other than that, I don't really know.
Okay. Well, after this
Let's find
after this first Des Moines Con, I've come back with quite a few stories, and I've almost written about it on thescaldstone.com. I might still write about some of these instances with various people on the website. But let's see. So the Des Moines Con was 2 days. Jordan, what are you doing?
Yeah, so the QuadCon, they'll be in Quad Cities December 10th through 11th.
Huh.
That's the one that we went to a lot.
Okay. I feel like there's something that we're missing here.
They were in Tokyo.
That's really cool.
Trying to think. They were in Burlington, Iowa. When were they were here like somewhat recently, weren't they?
I mean, a few months ago. I mean, I think they're going to be back here next February. But anyways,
Burlington. Yeah.
so yeah, I went to Des Moines Con both days. I think it was $100 for both days, or 50. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I went both days. Now here is the key, people. Okay, when it comes to being a buyer at Comic-Con, and you're going to be there multiple days, and you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings while trying to buy stuff. Okay? Hack. Okay? Pro tip. The first day you go to Comic-Con, cosplay with a mask so your identity is covered. Then you can familiarize yourself with all the booths, see what everybody's selling, see what you like, see what you don't like. Okay? And then if you don't want to spend the money yet, or you just want to make sure how much money you have after day one, okay, if you're not sold on something, but you might buy it the next day, okay, you're honest with them and be like, hey, I'll be back tomorrow, okay? And then the second day, you dress up as a normal person, and they won't be any, they won't be none the wiser, bro, okay? They will not notice who you are, and so if you really, really weren't interested at whatever booth you were at, and didn't want to buy anything, do that so you don't feel completely bad about standing them up in that moment. Just be like, hey, you here tomorrow? And they're like, yes. And it's like, okay, I'll be back. And yeah, you dress as a normal person so they don't see you. Which I will admit is scummy, kinda. But, you know, you gotta watch out for your wallet as much as they gotta watch out for theirs. So, you know, buy stuff that you like. Don't go broke. But, yeah, if you feel yourself in an awkward situation where you don't want to let them down completely, do that.
I guess we should probably say no video for this week. Probably not going to do video for a couple weeks. But yeah. Also, QuadCon was at Merle Hay Mall on September 24th and 25th.
What?
QuadCon was at Merle Hay Mall September 24th and 25th.
I heard everything but the month you said, but thank you for being a dillhole. Sir.
You said what? So I repeated everything.
As if I was a fish that was spasticated. Stop farting.
I did that one on purpose because I hate you right now.
Why do you hate
me? I want to punch you because you're being mean to me.
Don't you question my mental, like, all the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's kind of stupid.
Okay.
He's stupid.
Okay.
Very stupid.
Well, anyways.
Very stupid.
I ran into an awesome guy. Probably my favorite guy that I've met when it comes to being a writer. His name is Aubrey Sitterson. He is a writer who loves wrestling. He loves pro wrestling.
That's the Aubrey that I actually wrote down on our potential guest list. I wrote down the Aubrey. I was like, who the fuck is Aubrey? Several times after looking at it, I was like, who's Aubrey? I don't know Aubrey. That was him, because we were like, do you think we could do that? And you're like, yeah, maybe. I could shoot him a message on Instagram. Yeah.
I might be too big for my britches right now, but I think so. He's a really nice guy. The reason why he's so awesome is because, like, He gave me so much advice. Like, he probably gave me the biggest advice ever. And it wasn't even... I mean, it pertains to my education in being whatever I want to be growing up. But it didn't exactly pertain to, like, a lot of things compared to when I was trying to get advice from a lot of other booths. Okay? So, he was super friendly. You know, I bought some of his comic books because, you know, you don't really talk, in my perspective, you don't really talk up a guy a lot in a booth and not buy something of his, okay? Obviously, you don't want to be stupid with your money when you go to Comic-Con, but at least prioritize those independent guys, okay? You can always buy that Marvel comic on the internet. You can always buy that DC comic on the internet, or whatever comic it may be if it's at a mass publication. But there are a lot of independent dudes where sometimes that is their only monetary movement, is at these conventions. Okay? If you find a really cool guy, he's got really appealing content, buy his stuff, okay? Don't bother him for 20 minutes about this and that and not buy his stuff. That's straight up rude, not nice, okay? I bought this comic book of his called The Worst Guys. I've read a little bit of it so far. Honestly, it's not completely my vibe, but you gotta love his creativity. And what was so great of his advice was... So, Jordan, as you know, we went to New York.
That's gonna be an awkward silence.
I did that on purpose.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I know that. Sometimes I forget, but...
See, I loved New York so much that, you know, I'm still kind of undecided about what college I'll go to after community college. You know, maybe I'll go to Iowa. I don't think Iowa State is in the cards right now at all. I'm just so over Ames right now. Like, in general. Not even, like, out of, like, past things. I'm just so over it. Like, anyways. For a while, I wanted to go to NYU. You're familiar with that?
Yes, we've talked about it.
Yeah. New York University. The place where a lot of people went. I think Martin Scorsese, he teaches a class there sometimes. Who's that guy that was in the interview and his name is one of the brothers?
James Franco?
James Franco. He teaches a class sometimes there too.
I doubt it.
What do you mean?
He got canceled.
So, I got told by a local New Yorker that he does that.
Maybe like 2 years prior to that, but like he got like...
I know he got canceled.
In big trouble.
I know he got canceled. But, like, still, whatever it may have been, big names like to educate young people over there. It's an awesome school. If money is not a problem, okay? In the midst of talking to Aubrey, the higher education question came up, right? I told him that I wanted to go to New York University. And what are the odds? He said, oh, you're looking at an alumni. And I'm like, dude, that is so cool. And he's like, hey, man, listen. New York University sounds really cool. You have a graduation ceremony at Yankee Stadium, right? I mean, maybe not for his class, but the last graduating class got to freaking have the ceremony at Yankee Stadium. That is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for a very small group of people. But he's like, Isaac, the only reason why I didn't regret going to New York University was because I met my wife there. It's way too much money. It's too much for the tuition. Okay, it's not like he didn't learn anything there, but the most use he got out of it was his wife. And he's like, yeah, I recommend something in-state. Now, I'm not completely sold on going somewhere in-state, but it's definitely more of a thought.
I think that's something you and your sister have in common, is that you guys both just think Iowa's just this shitty place.
Iowa's garbage.
It's the same shit everywhere, dude.
It's one of the safest...
It's the same shit everywhere. I'm not just thinking this.
Wait. Everywhere as in what?
In the fucking world.
In the world? Okay, then it doesn't matter that we want to go somewhere else.
Okay.
Correct?
Okay.
Correct. Okay. Jordan, if you take a look at the map of aggressive alcohol usage per county, Iowa is one of the wettest states in the country.
Cool. Tell me something that actually I care about.
I've been surrounded and convinced until I saw that map that people just drinking a lot for fun was the norm. No, there is something wrong with the state of Iowa and how they are socially when it comes to over drinking. Okay? We are like in second place for like most freaking drunk state. I think it's like Michigan who beats us out.
You are right. I know. I've seen the map several times myself.
But it is an issue, okay? And a lot of people grow up thinking, oh, that's what I got to do to fit in. This is the saddest shit ever, and it low-key pisses me off.
I don't think I've ever met anyone that thought that, but all right.
I've had an ex-girlfriend that thought that.
Well, I know.
Okay.
But have you met anyone else that thought that?
Have I met anybody else that thought that? I've met a lot of people who just get drunk because they think it's cool. Mm-hmm. I have a lot of friends. Our friend groups are very different.
Sure, but okay. I think it's more so where
Jordan, you are the
where
most
I grew up.
respectful people when it comes to alcohol. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and you grew up with people that respected alcohol. We lived almost completely different lives up until Hy-Vee.
Yeah.
Okay. We were raised very differently.
I mean, my grandpa drank every day, so...
Mm-hmm. Was that normal to you?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. That's a problem.
But, like, I don't know, that's just a thing.
What? What's just a thing? Alcoholism?
Drinking a beer every day, I don't know, that's just a thing.
Yeah. It's an Iowa thing.
I really don't think you're gonna... If that's your basis on any of that school shit, then you're just wrong and ignorant.
No.
Honestly, I'm gonna say that.
School. Don't tie it to school.
Well, you just did.
No, you asked me what was so wrong with Iowa, and that was like the first thing I came up with. There's no mountains in Iowa.
The entire point of bringing that up.
There's no beautiful mountains in Iowa.
Okay.
Okay, there's no Hollywood in Iowa.
I'm just saying, you guys are gonna... You worse than you're gonna try to move out of the state, and you're just gonna find something, and you're gonna find it's not at all what you thought it was.
Yeah, you know this from experience?
Yes.
Yeah? Tell me about it.
I'd rather not.
What state did you live in?
I lived in Illinois for a while.
Yeah? Well, that's just another part of the Midwest.
The Middle East?
Yeah.
Either way, the point I'm trying to make is, Isaac, seriously, you're going to go somewhere else, and you're going to realize it's not at all what you thought it was.
Jordan. First experience driving to New York.
Hey,
everything
what did
was
you
the same
just say?
until we meet you.
What did you just say Aubrey said to you?
Go to in-state school.
Yes.
Yeah. Which I told you I'm not sold on. But
Why?
I'm really thinking Iowa.
Do you not think he would have the most respected opinion on that of either of us?
What?
Do you not think that he would have the most respected opinion on that of either of us?
I mean, yeah, he's got a really good experienced opinion, yes.
So why would you not take that and be like, man, this dude really knows what he's talking about. I'm going to listen to him.
Jordan.
What?
I said I'm not sold on it.
Yes, that means you're not listening to him.
That's not true.
Okay.
It's not. I got 4 years. I got till 2025 to think about it.
Sure. Okay.
Or to make the decision.
Okay.
Okay? But there's a part of me that still wants to be like, I really want to go to LSU.
Cool.
Or maybe I can go to Georgia, move to Georgia early and go to school there. LSU's my favorite college.
Specifically when it comes to colleges, I'll admit, like, the drinking aspect of it is not going to change. Maybe in generalized public areas.
Oh, Jordan, that has nothing to do with that.
But, like...
I would like to go to LSU because I really like their sports programs, and I really like their culture over there. Okay, I have already swallowed the pill that every college has alcoholic children that think they're cool. Okay? I, in general, am not too high on the average college student. Okay? I will identify with who I am as a college student, and I will pick and choose who I want to hang out with through my college years.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not a case of avoiding alcoholism. Okay? But I will also say that Iowa, again, is the second wettest state in the country. Those are not correlated, but I have an entire rant about how children just think it's cool to drink. But that's unrelated. Okay? It has nothing to do with getting away from people who drink alcohol. Alcoholism is everywhere. Okay? And I am not ignorant. I understand that people drink everywhere. But thank you for having that small debate with me.
I feel like you learned nothing, though, so...
What do you mean?
Doesn't matter.
I learned nothing from what? Aubrey?
No, the debate that we just had, that as you called it.
You said it's the same everywhere.
It's fine.
Jordan, you went to East Iowa, and you say it's the same everywhere. You went like 200 miles to the left.
Okay. Moving on. Because you're an asshole.
Okay.
So... What's next?
Yeah. I ran into this guy named David Barnhart. He was really nice. I was like... He was actually the first guy I talked to on day one. Actually, no. He was like the first guy that I gotten into an in-depth conversation on day one. Which was... Hey, man... I used to be a sports writer, and I'm trying to get into storytelling, and I really want to start trying to gain the concept of how to start writing comic books. Now, it might break a couple family members' hearts when I say I don't want to draw comic books. I don't want to be the artist for comic books. But yeah, I just want to be a writer for comic books for at least a brief part of my career. And I'm like, hey man, you are a writer for comic books. Obviously comic books are a visually centered thing. So how does one go about writing a comic book without any pictures? And he's like, oh, well, I make a script, right? And I guess, a script is a script, very similar format to any other script that is for a lot of other projects. But yeah, he's like, I can give you the script for free. And that was just so touching. That made me so happy that he was just willing to give me his script for free. But after that, it's like, oh yeah, back to you have to buy something off this guy because of what he just did for you. So yeah, I bought a couple comics that he made. He works for, I think he might be the owner. This might have been like a Scaldstone Productions thing where I own Scaldstone Productions. He might have been the founder for his comic book line, which is Lunchroom Riot. Guys, look into Adam Barnhart, Lunchroom Riot. Really good stuff. Really, really creative takes on character models. Guys got so I got a thick 3-part issue of this of one of his things, and he's just got a bunch of characters and their descriptions near the end of this book. And yeah, he's got a comic book series called The Shit Show, My bad, but that's what it's called. It's called The Shit Show by Lunchroom Riot. Please go check those guys out. If I did not shout out Aubrey Sitterson enough, Aubrey Sitterson he wrote The Worst Guys. He also wrote a book that I still plan on buying because he sold out before I got to it. No One Left to Fight. I actually am really into that. And they also I can't recall the exact title, but he basically put into comic book form the history of professional wrestling. And yeah, that's a really fun read. He immediately spotted me cosplaying as a wrestler, The Fiend. And yeah, we clicked from there on because, you know, wrestling's freaking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jordan, are you okay?
I'm great.
I must say I apologize if I struck a chord.
No, you're fine. What's next?
Okay. Speaking of wrestling, probably other than Aubrey Sitterson and Dave Barnhart, the coolest part of that weekend, and maybe the coolest part for a lot of other people hearing this, I got to meet Johnny Gargano. Now, I had known Johnny Gargano the way that I know him now, but up until this point, he had only ever been on NXT, and I simply just don't tune in on Wednesdays. Recently, I've been struggling to tune in on freaking Mondays and Fridays. But, yeah, he was on NXT. He was one of the top guys at NXT, and yeah, I got to talk to him on day one. And then after day one, I looked at some of his highlights on YouTube, and this guy is a springboard. I will say, Jordan, I had a young man who grows up watching the WWE, at least a few times growing up, has this idea of, what if I did go to professional wrestling? What if I genuinely tried? And then, like, you know, as I get into my older teens, it's like, yeah, I'm really short. Vince McMahon would look at me and laugh and never hire me. But I stand next to Johnny Gargano. Obviously, he's shredded and more athletic and just better than me when it comes to physicality. But I am as big as this guy, if not bigger, if you want to talk about my boobies. But, yeah, no disrespect to Johnny Gargano. That man can do things that I will never be able to do, and has done things that I will never be able to do. But for that brief moment of meeting a WWE wrestler, at this time he was a free agent, but that's why he was able to do this at Des Moines Con. But yeah, for that brief moment, I was like, maybe I could be a wrestler. But, you know, that's all in the past. Aubrey Sitterson himself, he said, that's horrible advice. Don't go to WWE. You know, stick to the path that you're on, because honestly, it is so hard. Being a professional wrestler could actually be one of the hardest journeys to start. But if things work in the playing deck for you, it can be such a payoff. But years and years of doing the hard stuff and dedicating yourself to the hard stuff can break a lot of professional wrestlers. You know, you can drive 15 miles to make $15 wrestling in front of 15 people, and you can do that for 5 to 15 years before you get a big brand looking at your way. So every single one of those guys, Johnny Gargano included, all the utmost respect for how you got into the freaking league, brother. But anyways, Johnny Gargano, really, really nice guy. I had asked him why he let his contract expire with WWE, and then he took some time off. So I asked him what he was doing, right? And at this point, any wrestler who's any wrestling fan who's paying attention to Johnny Gargano or just the brand in general, at this point everybody knows that he took some time off to be a husband, to be a dad. He's actually a really big Marvel nerd. Some of his gear is inspired by Spider-Man and Venom and a few other characters. But yeah, he's really into the superhero stuff. And he named his son Quill. And he's got a little Guardians of the Galaxy onesie. And it's really cool. Yeah, that guy, Johnny Gargano, could legitimately be a pretty good hang. But what was really cool was that he told me... so like he had noticed that I was an obvious Bray Wyatt fan, and he told me, I've met Bray, or no, I've met Wyndham, his real name Wyndham Rotunda, and he's a really genuine, nice guy. And Jordan, they say that you should never meet your heroes. It's really darn good how you feel that you hear from a legitimate source that one of your heroes is genuinely a really good guy. Despite how maniacal Bray Wyatt is on TV right now, it's awesome that if I ever do get to meet him, he's going to be a sweetheart that I've heard of. And I believe that day will come that I'll get to meet him. Bray Wyatt, if you ever get wind of this, dude, we should hang out. We're both Raiders fans. We're both obviously wrestling fans. You have dreads. I wish I could grow dreads. You have really cool tattoos. I have tattoos. We just got too much in common to not like to hang out, at least for like a Raider game, and then we'll turn off the Raider game because we can't win. And stuff like that. But dude, meeting him might make me emotional. But I'm okay with that almost. But anyways, I think my least... Jordan, you got any questions at this point?
Nope.
No? Nothing to say at all?
No. I don't have as much of a thing with wrestling as you do, so...
Okay, but like Comic-Con in general, do you have any questions about Comic-Con in general?
No, I mostly know what to expect, so...
Okay, yeah.
I've seen a lot of videos.
We go to a lot of quad cons.
I mean, I think that's very different than an actual Comic-Con, but yeah.
I mean, I feel like the only difference is that there's famous people there. And a lot of those famous people are like D-listers. Or used to be A-listers.
We get a few B-listers sometimes.
Yeah. Let's see. The significant people that were there, other than Johnny Gargano, and that was it. Thank you. No, seriously though, Jordan, the only thing I regret about my experience,
June 3rd and 4th, 2023 is the next Des Moines Comic-Con.
Okay, dope. The only thing that I kind of regret and still kind of makes me cringe when I think about it is my experience with this one lady. So, those who are anime fans, listen a little bit closer. So, you got all these booths, all these tables, and you got all these people trying to meet all of these famous people. And there was only one booth with no line. Jordan?
You're telling this one. This is a funny one, actually.
Jordan, I'm going to take the time to look up
her name,
who she was.
I can pull it up.
Furthering my disrespect.
I literally have it open right now. Emily Neves. Yeah.
Okay. The one who voices the little girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, yeah. I see one table with no line. And I come out the gate with this passive disrespect. I walk up to the table. She's like, hi. And I'm like, hi. I said, I'm here because I don't like lines. And I didn't realize how rude that was. They did laugh at it in the moment, but like, I really hope I didn't make her feel bad. But I asked her who she was. She's like, "Oh, I'm the American voice actor for this girl in
My Hero Academia.
My Hero Academia, one of the top animes right now." And
what was your response to that? Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. I said something like, "Oh, that means you're cool," something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, that means you're cool." So they found that funny, but like I was genuinely just trying to be nice because like obviously My Hero Academia is a significant show. Her role in My Hero Academia is a significant thing. She was actually on the podium for the first day with the other voice actors of the show, and it was quite the treat watching them do their own voices. And she's really good. She actually, like, she told me that a lot of people thought that she was like actually like a 12-year-old girl, but yeah, that's just her having really good voice acting skills. And yeah, so it came to a point, Jordan, where I had felt that I had been there too long to not buy something, to not give her some money, because like, you know, I've already stated my personal rule plenty of times throughout this episode, and I'm like, so can I get your signature? Can I get an autograph? Can I get a picture? And I'm like, how much are autographs? And she said $40, and I did a horrible job at hiding my I don't know, stunned look that her signature was $40. And of course, that doesn't sound like a lot, given the experiences that Casey has told me of previous prices at previous Comic-Cons. But seriously, that was like the first quote that I've ever heard for anything at a Comic-Con signing. But
you get a lot of autographs that are $280.
Mm-hmm. But she's like, yeah, you know, royalties, and like, seriously, I didn't even ask why is it $40. She just felt obligated because of how I reacted to tell me that there's royalties that need to be paid and stuff like that for her.
It's weird though, because like, you see someone on the side of the road or in the street or at a restaurant, like, hey, can I get your autograph? They say, yeah, you ain't gotta pay for that.
Yeah.
But like at a comic convention, yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, I really hope that I didn't make her feel insignificant. Yeah, I came away from that thinking that I was very rude, and yeah, I mean, she probably doesn't even think about that at all. But I do have like those days, and not just her, not just that time with her, but I do have those days where I'm like, man, I really came away from that sounding really disrespectful. But
they should be announcing the guests for this coming year's, like literally any day now.
Yeah, but
that's what it's saying on the
but
website.
Yeah, she gave me a, you know, that signature to Isaac, and then gave me a quote. The quote started with, "I'm supposed to say," because I told her that I had not seen the show, so she's like, "This is what I'm supposed to say," and then I think it's like "Happy Birthday" or something. But the picture's still in the house, right?
No,
it's over at my place. Yeah, it's in the box. Yeah, I still have it.
There's a lot of dudes that I would have really liked to have seen at the Des Moines Comic Con this past year.
We should go this summer.
But we'll see if I can make it this summer. I wanted to go so bad last year, but
yeah, you almost did, bro. You almost did. Speaking of like autographs, I forgot to completely mention, like, when it comes to like the physical stuff. See, obviously the free script that I was given, and the signed comic by David Barnhart, possibly the most sentimental thing that I had gotten that weekend. When it comes to what a lot of people will think is the coolest thing that I came away with that weekend,
that probably, yeah.
I brought the big gold belt.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Big gold belt the second day that I was there.
Yeah, because I told you to.
You told me to bring it. And I had seen a lot of people the first day with their own belts, so it's like, yeah, it's not a bad idea. So I did. You know, I had my WrestleMania 1 t-shirt on, and I had my Fiend hat. You know, I obviously looked like a wrestling fan. And, you know, I was at the Johnny Gargano booth on day 2. And I already told everything that I wanted to tell about how cool he was and his conversation and stuff like that. And his guy that was with him, like his agent or something. I don't even know if it was an agent. Maybe it was just someone that worked for the place, Comic-Con. But he's like, "You want him to sign your belt?" I'm like, I mean, technically speaking, Johnny Gargano had never worn this specific title, so I don't know if it devalues it in any way.
No.
But honestly, the big gold replica belt, probably the most missed belt in the WWE right now, because it's big and gold. Who doesn't like the big and gold? People don't like how actually close looking that the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship look like. It's just the same belt with different colored belts. One's black and one's blue. So yeah, you're going to have a lot of people loving and missing the older variations, like the belt that I brought. And he's like, "You want to sign your belt?" I'm like, "Oh my God, yeah." And Johnny Gargano signed my belt, and I got a picture with him. And I have a picture of us posing with the signed belt. And I still need to go back on my phone and have Walgreens print out a photo of that. That is one of the coolest photos that I've ever gotten myself in. And yeah, it's just so special.
You have another signature on it, don't you?
I don't.
I thought you had 2 signatures
Nope.
on that. Huh. Okay.
Yeah. Really, really special. I've been a Johnny Gargano fan since then, but yeah, really special. Really special. Let's see. What else happened? Jordan? Oh yeah, so that conversation with Aubrey Sitterson about NYU, I took, okay, so socially, at first, because my dear friend Jordan was a broke baby and couldn't go because he loves this heavy place so much, I went to Des Moines Con by myself originally. My girlfriend had dropped me off. Okay, later that day, I was supposed to get picked up by whomever it would have been, but see, Jordan, I'm about an hour and a half into the Comic-Con, and I'm still by myself, and I'm kind of depressed. I'm like, I'm by myself. I kind of don't want to be here anymore. And then I run into Casey.
That's right.
Yeah, and then I just hang out with Casey kind of the rest of the day. We go get Fong's Pizza in the middle of the day. I come back. Who do I run into when I come back?
Who's that?
A homeless man that just let himself in.
Oh my gosh, that's right. I forgot about that one.
Oh my goodness. So for those of you who know, and for those of you who don't know, I have... Okay, so it's been a long time since I've seen him, but it's hard to get attached and to get a hold of homeless people sometimes. But yeah, I have a homeless friend as of 3 or 4 years ago. His name is Corey. I ran into Corey at Comic-Con. Now, let me give you some prior context. I ran into Corey at Fong's Pizza that Casey and I went to. Casey and his wife and his wife's friend. But I ran into Corey at Fong's Pizza, and we had a nice conversation, and then we left. And then about an hour later, at Comic-Con, I bump into him. And I'm like, "Oh my goodness, bro, how did you get in here?" He's like, "I just walked in." I'm like, "What? You just walked in? They didn't check you?" "No." I'm like, "Oh my goodness." So, like, all you have to do to get into Des Moines Con is just walk in there like you own the place. Make sure it's super late in the day so they're not as freaking on edge about checking people. But yeah, Corey just walks into a Comic-Con. He's like, yeah, this place is cool. I like that. That's dope. And like, dude, that's the most Corey thing that he's done in recent memory. Oh, goodness, dude. That is ridiculous that he just let himself into Des Moines Con. That me, a stooge, paid for to get in. But anyways, let me get more into what I learned occupationally with my experience at Des Moines Con. So, I walk up to these booths. See, I didn't really indulge myself in too much of the art because, you know, where I was living currently, everything that I buy that was art, if it didn't get framed, it was just going to be somewhere and wasted potential and not be on the wall or something like that. So I was staying away from art. I did buy some comics. Mostly of what I bought was independent, guys. Oh my goodness. I got... His name is Adam Barnhart of Lunchroom Riot with the series The Shit Show. Not David Barnhart. I got him mixed up with the first guy that I talked to at Comic-Con, David Wheeler. David Wheeler, he has done quite a few things regarding like The Mandalorian and a few things that I can't recall right now. But he made this completely original, maybe even one-of-a-kind comic called Major Loon. Major Loon has a few Midwest jokes in this comic book. I don't know how many of Major Loon is there, but I grabbed myself one. That was the first thing I purchased that weekend. And yeah, I got a Major Loon magnet with it. I think I grabbed like the last magnet in the last issue. And honestly, even though Major Loon might have just been like some sort of side project with his brother or his cousin or whatever, whomever it may have been with him, I feel like I have something special in that. It's just, that's like the really cool thing about Comic Cons is you can just get some real exclusive stuff. Maybe it's not going to be monetarily anything, but it's real special to say, I experienced getting that comic book. I experienced getting that magnet. I have a story behind that purchase. And that's what's really cool. That's like one of my rules. It's not a hard rule because I obviously break it all the time. But like when it comes to consumerism, if it's going to like an independent work, I just feel better about the purchase. I feel better about the purchase if it has a story behind it, which is why I feel 10 times better spending a whole paycheck on going to New York, like we did, than spending a whole paycheck on like a WWE replica belt. Honestly, the amount of stories that I can invest in, the amount of experiences that I can invest in, and Comic-Con is one of them. I will be forever grateful for this weekend. And yeah, super special. Anyways, we're an hour and 13 into this episode. Anything else you want to say, Jordan? No?
No, that's about it, actually.
Okay.
Start doing closer stuff.
I will say the reason why I'm thinking highly of going to Iowa after transferring is because I was with Mike when we had that conversation, and the whole way back he was just talking up Iowa, and he talked me up about the Writer's Workshop. The Writer's Workshop is a serious consideration of mine. See, if I had the money, I would go to Grinnell, the private school. They have like exact classes for you to be a screenwriter, exact classes for you to be a director. But not for me. I can't remember if it's $60,000 a semester or $60,000 a year. But either way, what difference does it make if I'm broke as hell? I know that I can get a lot of scholarships through them, but yeah, I guess we'll just cross that bridge when we get to it. Either way, Iowa or Grinnell are serious considerations. See, Jordan, the only reason why I mentioned those out-of-state colleges is because it would only be cool to be in Georgia earlier than I anticipated, being a Georgia Bulldog, or go to LSU for almost no reason outside of I find Louisiana intriguing, and I find their football program to be very special. And honestly, when I wanted to be a sports writer, I did have interest in going to like a lot of these NCAA powerhouse colleges, so I could be like, yeah, I'm a sports writer, and I went to school with this guy, and now they're in the NFL or the NHL or the NBA, and I got some like, I don't know, first-hand experiences with those guys and how they were and stuff like that. And that would be like the only legitimate reason why I would go to LSU, if they wanted me. But I got a lot of options in the next few years. But yeah, Iowa's probably number one. Zero pride in their sports programs, but that's fine. Maybe that'll change me if I go to Iowa. But yeah, Iowa first, Grinnell distant second, and then there's always those dream colleges that I want to go to. But other than that, yeah, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the closer. Oh yeah, last thing on the sports podcast, the Too Many Sportscast has my nephew Tyrion in the latest episode. He picks his favorite sports teams.
You said that already.
For every league. Yeah, I just want to say it twice.
Okay.
Because it actually really is a treat. I really think so. But yeah, Jordan, what we got for YouTube stats?
I can pull them up. Alright, so in the last 28 days, our channel has gotten 457 views. We have gotten 7 hours of watch time and then 5 new subscribers. Which, honestly, I think that's pretty cool. That's, like, new subscribers is cool. Mostly probably because I think the culture of YouTube has formed me to think that subscribers are, like, the best thing you can get. So, like, the more subscribers that you have, the better you are.
When it comes to platforms, I feel like YouTube is the hardest to get subscribers. So, yeah, it's definitely worth more per subscription than any other follow anywhere else.
Let's see, what?
Maybe a Patreon means a little bit more. But when it comes to free platforms, YouTube is quite special. We feel quite special when you follow us on YouTube. There is no counter for how many people follow us on Spotify. At least I haven't discovered it yet. But yeah, if you're following the Spotify, that's pretty cute.
We're at 17 subscribers on
17
YouTube.
17 subscribers.
You can watch like an actual graph of our growth here. Like, we gained quite a bit at the beginning here. Then we kind of plateaued for a little while. Then we had another nice little spike. Then we kind of plateaued a little bit again. Then we bumped up. This is the last 28 days still, by the way.
That's cute. It looks like it's a corner of the world's shortest pyramid.
Let's just do lifetime.
Oh,
so
that's
that looks a little
world's
cooler.
Shortest pyramid.
Yeah, we had a big jump right there.
Yeah.
5 to 9. And almost immediately went right up to 10. Look at that. Oh, that's... Okay.
Any other significant stats, baby
No.
girl? No.
Those are the big 3.
All right. Let's get to Anchor. Let's take a look at the buddies that are supporting us exclusively audibly. Still have an audience size of 10. Nothing's really changed. We only have 6 plays on our latest episode for social media, sports pod, and riffing, the one with Mason. I'll just put it out there. With how often we change the subject in that episode, I think that is my least favorite episode now. Do you have a least favorite episode? I feel like that there's just episodes where it's like,
Told you
this
before.
is not good.
Episode 2 is still my least favorite.
Episode 2? Okay.
I think a lot of it depends
episode
on...
13 is my first solid, this is not that great.
I think I've discovered a trend in the episodes that I think are the best. It's production. Like, whatever has the best sound quality, the best, like, everything else, those have been my favorite. That's why episode 4 is still one of my favorites, because nothing went wrong. We didn't have any audio, or not audio, we didn't have any video, but that was, obviously by choice, like tonight. And I don't know, just everything seemed to go really well with that episode. I think that's why that one's my favorite still, so.
I think I really liked episode 6, regardless that you couldn't hear me. Sime really provided some really good stories in that episode.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Episode 6 is great. So is the Charlie episode. Like, those two are like the sister episodes, in my opinion. Even though we filmed episode 5 and 6 back to back. I should say 6 and 5, not 5 and 6.
So,
what else you got for us?
When it comes to our most recent episode that is in the top 10, we can start doing things based on the top 10, since now we have a good amount of episodes over 10 now, because like every time I looked at this top 10 list for the first 10 weeks, it was just every episode that we had done. So, but our most recent episode that is in the top 10, obviously it's going to take some time for episodes 11 and 12 to get, and 13 to get anywhere up here. Episode 10, the Halloween special, is ranked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th. Our 7th most listened episode is our Halloween special at 14 views.
That's great. I love that. Thank you. It's number 1.
Our first episode still.
Really?
Yeah.
We had a really strong first episode. Honestly.
I mean, sometimes when I discover a new podcast, I'll just listen to the first episode, and then I'll go in that order. So yeah, we've come across a lot of people that are just like that, and then we're just like, that was a stupid waste of an hour. Never again. But yeah, 41 plays. Really cool. We have 232 total plays on Anchor. And, that's really all I got to say about Anchor.
All right. There are no Instagram shout out this week because no one followed us. I'm a little bit upset about that. I have been sharing every single post. I've not been following the schedule because honestly, I already forgot it. But I will say I have been sharing everything. I have gone out of the way to share a few things that you haven't already shared. Like, I'll go grab the link from Spotify or like whatnot.
I need to set up reminders myself because I have been forgetful on sharing the episode specifically. Like last Saturday went by and I completely blew it off, and it wasn't until Sunday night where it's like, oh my god.
That's why I think this schedule thing is not really going to be working for us because we have such busy lives outside of the podcast.
I can't quit on that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
we live and die by social media right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And like, I've actually talked to a few people, specifically about the social media aspect. I think I talked to Connor and one of our first followers that you didn't recognize, Austin. He is back in the meat department temporarily for the holiday. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to him about it. I was like, hey, thank you for following the Instagram. That was pretty cool of you. When my co-host Isaac was going over the Instagram shout-outs, I was like, wow, Austin followed us on the Instagram. That was like, I don't know, that was like episode 5?
8.
Was it episode 8?
I think so.
Because, like, I thought it was a lot earlier than that. It was like right when we first started recording in this room.
Yeah, it was a Just Me and You podcast. And I was sitting right there where you're at.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it doesn't matter, right? What episode it was in, but
either way, I thought that was really cool. So.
Yeah.
Another shout out for Austin, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, we're sitting at 48 followers, fellas. I can't stress this enough.
I thought you said we were at 47 last week, though.
Well, then let me take a look. Maybe something special.
Hey, I might be wrong. I probably am wrong. But I don't know.
Big John 7187
Oh, so we did get one.
followed us 6 days ago.
Thank you, Big John.
Sorry about that, Big John. Jonathan Hemphill. Yeah, thanks for that. I have no clue who you are.
I want to say I don't know.
But
who it is
you know,
yet.
if you're a complete stranger, that's also appreciated.
Hey, welcome to the
And
podcast.
Also, it's more meaningful that you are a complete
Yes.
stranger.
Yes, I don't know about. I'd say at least equal. I think more significant, yeah. More meaningful.
It is more significant. But see, half of our listeners are just my family members that I said, you don't get a Christmas present unless you listen to the podcast. So, you know, it's by obligation that they're listening. So, yeah, it's more meaningful. I'm just kidding, obviously. But, yeah. Okay, so, if we haven't said it enough, if you enjoyed this episode, share the hell out of us, rate us 5 stars, put us on the algorithms, okay? Find us on Instagram at Too Many Words Podcast. Find us on Facebook, Scaldstone Productions. Find us on TikTok, Scaldstone Productions. Our YouTube handle is Scaldstone, or our proper name is Scaldstone Productions. And of course, everything can be found on the website, thescaldstone.com. Jordan.
What?
Who or what do you dedicate this episode to?
I guess it's past Thanksgiving now, so like, we don't have to go with who are you thankful for?
Nope.
Well, I still have to continue my list. And the next one on my list is actually a big one. This episode goes out to Cheyenne, my ex-girlfriend.
I'm out.
No, it's
You did this by yourself. Go ahead.
No, that's it. That's it. It's just, I don't hold grudges. Harboring any sort of negativity towards anyone in my eyes is completely irresponsible and unnecessary. So, yeah. Isaac, who do you make this episode out to?
Not Cheyenne.
No, actually though, who do you make it out to?
Who do I make it out
Give
to?
me an answer.
Let's see. No. Is that even picking up?
I think a little bit.
That's so... Dude, how many times have you farted this episode?
That was like the 4th time.
Okay. Well then, this episode goes out to the open window behind you. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, amen?
1, 2, 3, amen.